Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're gonna play BREACHWAY. Now this is a combat preview demo, so basically everything that's outside of combat is kind of a placeholder, and what really matters is once we get into the combat. So here you can see a beautiful ship called Arbalest, which is the ship we're gonna be playing with. The demo actually will let me play with something else. In that case, let's go play with a Marauder because we're gonna go attackingly, of course. Now this is a card-based roguelike, and there's some really unusual card-based mechanic. For example, you have 3 different types of mana: ordnance, energy, and mass, and typically cards use a different combination of this energy that you need. So ordnance mostly for attacking things, energy is for defense, and mass is for like general like upgrades and other things. The system up ahead has been thrown into chaos ever since the Stark and Advance Force arrived. Around the same time, most comrades started malfunctioning, and now inter-system communication has gone totally silent. Some of the local free roamers are claiming that this is being used to cover up something big in the system. Everyone is on edge. You should take care of traversing in the system. So here we're in our planetary system, and we're going to start with our very first combat. Let's go. So here you can see that we have 60 hull. And here you can see the current energy. Now this means that we have 1 extra point in the reactor that we can assign to something. I'm going to assign it to attack. Up here you can see enemy equipment. So this is a little bit different than the intents you might be used to from roguelike. So basically the way this works is that once all of these dashes down here light up, that means that it's going to be activated upon the next turn. So this Firefly is going to be activated at the end of this turn. This is a missile that will deal 4 damage to me. This on the bottom, you can see the basically HP of the equipment, and you can attack. You only always attack equipment, but it also does damage to the enemy hull. And when you destroy equipment, it will take 3 turns to sort of fix itself, and then it will start charging up the dashes once again. So we're gonna start with the light barrage. Light barrage gives us shredding. What shredding does, it means that every time you do flag damage is if you have a spread of damage. So right now we're doing 2 to 5, so we're doing flag damage. But if you give shredding to the enemy, that means that you can do additional damage next time. So we're gonna go, so we actually could have started with the opening shot because it would have given them more shred, but that's okay. You might be asking, well, they're hitting you for 4, why didn't you heal? That was a bad move, right? Actually, no, because they're using a missile attack, and missiles are special, that they take an extra turn to actually like finish. So basically on the end of this turn, they'll shoot the missile, but the missile will hit me the turn after that, so we'll have 1 more time to put up a shield. I do have optimization here, which basically allows me for gain 1 attacky card for every 2 mass mana that I've spent. I haven't used up any mass mana, so I don't care. Now I could use up this card, but the shield halves at the end of each turn, so it's not useful to use it. Now, based on the number of empty slots we have, that's how many new cards we get. So we're just gonna end our turn. We're pretty happy with this. And as you can see, next turn I'm gonna get hit for 4, so I need to use my shield pulse to defend myself. Now I could use hasty defense, which gives me a lot of extra shield, but I don't need it. So instead I'm gonna take another, I don't really need another shield pulse. So I think we're just gonna get optimization, which will allow, oh, it looks like this is permanent. Oh no, it's just for this turn. Actually I should have, so let's use the shield point just so we can get, oh man, the shield points are using the energy one, not the mass one. So actually, it was a bit of a waste of an attack. But at least we got rid of the card. You can also right-click to get rid of a card if you want to. Now, some of these attacks, you can target a specific equipment. With the others, it just kind of spreads between the equipment. Now, this rearm is really good because it means I can gain 2 attack mana, basically, if I have less than 3 left, which would be very useful for us. But even better is this expand capacity, because it allows us to draw more cards, which is exactly what I need. So this time we're gonna have to defend, unless we can drop the enemy, which I don't think we can. Okay, let me just do this first. Now the problem is I don't have I could lose 3 damage to defend myself, but it's hitting me for 4 and I have 1 shield, so the result is the same. So I'm not gonna bother with doing the shield. You can also see here that we've broken their firefly, so they won't be able to shoot at me for a while. Now I could use predictive aim, let's do it. And that means that this light barrage will actually do a maximum amount of damage, which is very, very cool. And we're gonna simply end our turn, we'll take that damage, that's okay. And then we'll continue with an opening shot. Great. Now we can upgrade our equipment. So basically you pick one of these equipments and you can upgrade them. And these equipments determine what kind of cards you basically get from them. So with these upgrades, it means that we gain 1 extra card. Now it's important that you need to have a person attached to the equipment, because if you do that, then the cards, you will get the cards from it. So for right now we don't have any more people, but for example, if we decided, hey, we don't actually like using the predictive aim, let's say, then we could move this person to the basic ion and use that instead. But what I'm going to upgrade right now is this light flag, because I want to get more attacking cards. So we can either get flag barrage, which does 3 to 7 damage shredding, or 5, or hone shot, which does 3 to 8 damage shredding, of 4, but cost is reduced by 1 for each shred. So we definitely want to take this because we're going to be shredding people a lot. Now here we can also look at our people, and we can actually hover over this specific flag armory, and we can see here that it has a repair kit, which means it repairs 3 hull at the start of every battle. So this is very useful, and you can give a permanent upgrade to your different equipment. And obviously this one has 2 slots, so we can put 2, but otherwise we can put 1, and this is unchangeable, you can't change that. I wanted to look at this. Okay, so the protective aim is actually quite useful, but this resource bay, this gives me +1 like basically ordnance for every 2 mass, and again, so the rearm card is really good, but the other one isn't. So what we could, for example, try to do is actually move our AI person over to the basic Aeon. Let's try it for the next combat, and we're gonna have even more attack cards, but we won't be able to get the rearm ability. So let's see if that's a good idea or not. Your sensors pick up the presence of a spaceship. Judging by the drive signature, it's a small vessel. The increased heat generated on their ship is a sure sign that they're preparing. Maybe they just want to go into a sauna. So they're going to deal 4 damage, and they have precision, which means that they can attack a specific equipment. So I'm going to start with an ion, well actually, so I don't know, so this is interesting. I don't know if this is going to give me shield break, because they have no shield. So does shield break shield if there isn't any shield? I don't think so. Ooh, they have delay 1 random enemy action for every 6 ionas applied during a single turn. Okay, so we're basically going to be delaying their laser pulse. We should be defending, because the laser pulse is immediate. It's not like a missile. And we also gave them 1 shot, so we're just gonna I want to make sure that we're getting lots points in energy. So actually I might take 1 away from the mass. Actually, no, maybe not. Let's +4, I think is good for our attacks. So what do we've got here? They're going to be hitting us. They're not going to be doing anything this turn. So we're going to use a honed shot. Yes, so let's start with the honed shot. And you can see this only costs me 3 now because they have 1 shred. And then I'm going to expand capacity because we really want to have a bunch of cards. So now they're going to hit me with the laser burst and a flag barrage, and they're going to ignite me. So we're going to need to get defense like crazy. So I'm going to use this hasty defense and actually hit myself. And then finally I'm going to use a light barrage just to do some damage, because they're going to be hitting me for a lot. Now I assume that they'll give me burning. Oh, they don't give me burning if I defend with the shield. That's interesting. Right. Now I think we're going to start with the twin shot because it's going to give us an extra light barrage card, so we can do even more damage. Now we have broken all of their equipment, which is of course great news. I have to say I'm really enjoying this more attacking system. I think it's just good for us. So, but I think that means that we might want to upgrade one of our shields because we're going very heavily on attack. So we want to make sure that we have some kind of a way to defend ourselves. I don't think I need another hasty defense I think I'm gonna take the auto shield, which allows me to get additional defense, a defensive card, which is useful, but it does mean that this particular equipment is filled up. So we'll see, like maybe we'll have to substitute card next time. Notice the distress signal coming from an escape pod. Someone probably fled a critically damaged ship. You pick up the pod and pry it open from the cargo hold. It contains a panic but relieved free-roamer that proceeds to breathlessly tell you how you managed to escape just before the ship was torn apart by a torpedo. So we're gonna welcome him on board, which means that I can put him onto this resource base so we can get these other cards. So now it's kind of debatable whether you want this, because of course it means that, as with every roguelike deck builder ever, the more cards you have, the less focused your deck is. So sometimes you don't actually want that. So we might not want to put him there, but I put him there for now, but we might not want to do it. The signal you pick up from an encrypted credit cache seems to lead to some debris of what was once a trading post. You quickly attempt to hack it with your onboard computer before anyone else picks up the signal and shows up. Wait a minute, Captain. I've seen similar security before. Give me a bit of a time and grant you full access to the cache. You get 80 credits. Very nice. And let's do some combat. Let's see what we can do. Now remember, we do heal for 3, so that's actually very, very good. So they're gonna do a light barrage on me, so they're gonna give me some shredding. So actually the shield break did activate when we... So we're gonna start with the shield pulse. And then I'm gonna follow it up with a sling. And I think I'll just use a honed shot. And as always, you're gonna put everything into attack. I'm gonna end our turn. Now INS should stop him from doing... Yeah, okay, so it actually stopped him from attacking me, so we didn't even need to put up a shield. Let's take predictive aim, and then we'll go with an opening shot and a twin shot, which is gonna give us a bunch of shredding. We'll end our turn. Now this time they're gonna hit me with the flag barrage and a sling. Ooh, I would love to do expand capacity. Oh, it only gave me 2 because it's supposed to give you 1 for everything you have, but apparently there's a limit. So we broke it, which means he's not going to be able to hit me with it this turn, but he will give himself a shield. Oh, and he gives me Ionas. Okay. And he with the IMAS, the way it works for him, it stops him use equipment. The way it works for me, it basically stops one of these power reactors, so I get 1 less of this defense. And the problem is I can't really use much of anything this turn, so we're just gonna get rid of, well... I'll get rid of the shield pulse and the hasty defense just so I can get more cards next turn. And we're not going to use the optimization because we have no way to use it. I think we'll start with the Ion Sphere because again, it will stop him from getting his shield. We'll use optimization, then we'll use hasty defense. We don't really need it, but I do want the extra attacking power. And it gave me extra attack points, basically. Okay, let's go for twin shot. I think we might just, well, actually no, let's use a shield pulse. We're not gonna take the damage. We're gonna take the damage, but let's not. We have our shield, we're good. We should be able to kill him this turn. Or at least with the sling, we can again stop him from using it, and next turn we'll... Now he's gonna ionize me, so I'm gonna get less points, which is of course not great, but we should be able to drop him. Perfect. Now, right now we get an upgrade, so we get a dynamo. Gain 1 energy every time you play a card from this equipment, so we definitely want to put that on one of our attacking cards. Let's upgrade... Let's upgrade our normal attacks. Unload. Deal 5 to 10 damage. Shredding 5 can be applied if you fire 3 other flak attacks this turn. he almost certainly won't be able to fire 3 other flag attacks this turn. Just don't have that much energy. So I think 5 to 10 damage is still good. Like even if you don't get the shredding bonus, it's just fantastic. And I want to use the dynamo on that specific equipment. So if we're gonna go here, we're gonna put the dynamo on, wait, I want to click on the light flag. Oh, I can only put it on the basic shield? Okay, I was kind of hoping to put it somewhere else. Okay. But it's still good. Okay, now we can go to the space station so we can, we'll see what we can do there. We can repair our ship and buy and sell equipment and subsystem. You can also remove cards from any equipment you own by selecting and clicking on one of its cards. It will provide with the button to remove a card for that cost. So for example, if you don't like for example, if you didn't want the hasty defense, you could try to get something else. We could also add some like, oh, follow-up. Add a flag shell card to your hand after you play a light flag attack. I mean, it's good, but I don't know if it's super worth our time just because we just don't have that much energy, I think. So I think we're just gonna like go. Because our bigger problem, I feel, is running out of energy. We have a lot of attacking cards, so it's not that big of a deal that we can't attack. Okay, so ships have heat resistance and dissipation value. Heat resistance is the amount of heat ship can sustain before overheating. Dissipation is the amount of heat removed at the end of each turn. So we lose 1 each turn. So let's start with the sling. So they can't do much of anything. And that is it. Okay, and as always, we'll put more into art. Alright. We'll start with expand capacity, and I think I'll follow it up. Oh, they're hitting me with a missile. The missile will take extra turns, so we'll just do a honed shot. And end our turn. They'll throw a missile which is gonna come next turn, which is of course a problem. So now I need to use a shield pulse. Ideally 2 of them. And I think we'll just follow with the iron spear. Try to get to destroy their beam sweeper. Oh, it's just not enough, unfortunately. Why can I unload? So I have 7 and 2. Oh, it can only... Oh, I misread. I thought it like the shredding is only active, but it actually means it can only be played in total. So that's actually really, really bad. Card for us that we might want to like get rid of it, because that's just like we're never gonna be able to use it. So I would just remove it immediately, because like what am I gonna do with it? They're hitting me with the iron missile, so we have some time. I'm gonna take the... Well, actually it has duration of 1 turn, so it's not gonna work until next turn. So let's remove the optimization and the hasty defense just so we can get more stuff next turn. Okay, so we're gonna auto shield now. Yeah, let's auto shield. And then we're gonna start with the light barrage and a twin shot and another light barrage. And I think I'm gonna use the hasty defense to make sure that we really won't get hit too much. Now I feel like we should be putting... No, actually, so a lot of our attacks also use the green thing. So I was gonna put a bit more into this mass so that we could use the rearm, because I really like it, but I think we don't actually need it. Let's do the ion damage to make sure that they can't activate their stuff. And another home shot, followed with an opening shot. Because again, with the missile we have time. So we don't have to worry about it. End the turn here. Oh, we have no defense. Okay, We'll start with optimization, then I'll follow it with rearm, so that's gonna give me even more attacking damage. Or attacking points, I should say. We can't quite kill them, so we're gonna take a lot of damage. We're gonna take 12 damage because I can't defend myself. That hurts. But I think we're still pretty good. Like we're gonna kill them this turn, basically. Yeah. Oh, and we can get an upgrade. And we can get a PDC array, so we gotta check that out. And we can upgrade... let's upgrade the basic ion this time. Actually, these are both just completely basic things. I guess I'll take the sling. But yeah, that wasn't as useful as I'd hoped. But I think this is a good time to end the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, write down in the comments, and you can click on the right to watch some other game that we play on this channel. See you there. Bye bye.